What is going on, everyone? It's me, man, here back again with another video. And I know I've been gone for a little bit, but recently, and not so recent at all, the Black Ops 6 leaks have just gone way out of control. So much so that even the campaign's cutscenes are now leaked and available on YouTube, which is, wow, that's just crazy, man. This is probably gonna be one of the greatest Call of Duty leaks of all time. And I just want to talk about it because I really want to see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about Black Ops 6 currently. Of course, since it is a Black Ops 6, or a Black Ops game, excuse me, it was destined to get lots of hype from the beginning. So, really, every Call of Duty just follows a similar cycle, but over the years, we've seen less and less gameplay be revealed to us as we approach the beta closer. Of course, the beta is a perfect marketing tool for the game, so they'll continuously, they're gonna have that for the years to come, and it's never gonna stop. Black Ops 3 did it the best, and that's ultimately how they found out, to continue adding betas to Call of Duty games. But that is besides the point. Right now, we're talking about leaked gameplay. So I'm sure you guys have noticed that when it comes to multiplayer gameplay, for the most part, Activision tries to hold that as far back as possible, due to the fact that it really isn't beneficial to show the people too much gameplay. It would much rather have them play it and see it within a close enough time frame to each other. It's not like back in the day where YouTubers were allowed to play the game like a month early at some kind of Call of Duty event and post gameplay. It could ultimately hurt the game, as I've seen, a lot of people say, when, gameplay is, released to the public so easily, then it hurts Activision the fact that they can no longer use FOMO against us, because FOMO is primarily used, when the beta is out and when the game releases, oh, you're gonna be missing out, play the game, pre-order so you can play with your buddies the beta, yada yada yada. But the beta is probably the best, marketing tool that they have currently. So, with that in mind, the fact that Black Ops 6 gameplay is now released to the public, I've seen a lot of the same comments roaming around recently. Probably the most common that I've seen is that people are comparing it to Cold War. They say things like, oh, this game looks very similar to Cold War, or how did they make it look so much like Cold War? And that is kind of a strange response. I mean, have you seen Call of Duty over the years? Every game looks very, very identical to one another, excuse me. It's not like any of these games are, like they were back in the day. Back in the day when developers were, discovering the limitations to, the hardware and truly what they were capable of, games seemed very different and they looked very, unique in their own way. So each game, was different in that regards. Similar to like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 from last year, and of course this year, the games look identical and they're only like 1 year apart. Same game, yet people still have bought Modern Warfare 3. So I don't think that the fact that it looks a lot like Cold War is a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, because as we saw with Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2, the game kind of downgraded graphically. People can come up with all the excuses they want as to why Modern Warfare 2 doesn't look that great as Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 3. When the graphics of a game aren't that great, it means that it was ultimately rushed, and that's what we've seen with Call of Duty games over the years. They are rushed, they require other developers to come in and help them with the development cycle. But ultimately, I gotta say, with these Black Ops 6 leaks, I'm not too disappointed with the fact that it looks like Cold War and, Modern Warfare combined. Keeping things cohesive is sort of what the direction we're going in right now because of Warzone. So I'm not too ultimately disappointed about that. And the game seems to work just fine. It doesn't have any wacky, features like Modern Warfare 2, kind of things that stray away from the traditional multiplayer. So there's really no complaints in that regards. So I really don't have a problem with multiplayer at the moment. I really don't see why people would either. Maps look pretty good from the gameplay that we've seen. The maps aren't absurdly, you know, crazy or anything in that regards. Gameplay is smooth. The Omni movement seems to have some sort of function to it. I mean, I've seen some people trolling with it in the late gameplay, but ultimately it seems like it could have a good function in the multiplayer side of things. And this is just something that we're going to see with Call of Duty games moving forward. Omni movement is going to be part of pretty much every Call of Duty moving forward. So with that in mind, I'm not really too disappointed with what I've seen in the multiplayer. A lot of people are, and really, it's just like I said earlier, it's really bad for Activision in the fact that it can no longer use the, you know, FOMO technique on us to ensure that we feel like we're missing out. A lot of people are, you know, certainly not happy with what they've seen in, you know, the game, but to be quite honest, people are gonna buy the game regardless. Happens year and year, you know, time and time after, you know, many years. But, you know, pre-orders are down this year, and primarily that could be because of the Game Pass. The fact that, you know, Black Ops 6 is going to be available on Game Pass day one. They've marketed that very heavily. So, yeah, a lot of people won't buy Black Ops 6, but they'll justify playing it, you know, with Game Pass. So, yeah, in terms of that, I'm not really too concerned about it. You know, Call of Duty's been the same each and every year. It has like a similar format that, you know, they use time and time again because it's very safe for them. And ultimately, you know, I'm gonna play it. A lot of other people are gonna play it. You know, it's just part of the Call of Duty cycle. A lot of people are gonna justify playing the game, like I said. And yeah, there's really nothing wrong with that. Black Ops 6 looks pretty good. Treyarch has ultimately never made a really bad decision. I mean, I've heard that, you know, the kill streaks are gonna work similarly to how they worked in Cold War, but you know, I'm not too worried about that, to be quite honest. The way skill-based matchmaking has been, getting score streaks is like of the least of my priorities when playing a game for the most part. But ultimately, I think it's something that they can fix, and I think they could ultimately make the community very happy if they make that change. Of course, we'll be able to share our feedback in the beta, so definitely do play it. Alright, if you're confused on whether or not to play the game or buy the game, play the beta. It's gonna be free. There's gonna be no exclusivity this time around except for those who pre-ordered. Everyone, including Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, will be able to play at the same time. It just comes down to whether or not you pre-ordered. So play it. It's gonna be free. You know, share your opinions. Decide from there whether or not you want to play it. You know, don't worry about the, you know, the weapon bundles that people are gonna be able to use for pre-ordering the, you know, Superior Edition, Advanced Edition. You know, don't worry about that. They won't really be using that in the full game. You won't really be missing out on too much. All right, just remember that. So please, if you're still on the edge of determining whether or not to buy it, don't pre-order yet. Play the beta and decide for yourself. And if you're on Game Pass, well, you can play it regardless, which is gonna be great. So there's really no debating this time around if you're on Xbox or PC. So yeah, there's that. Now let's talk about the other leaks, because the absurdity of how these leaks happened is just insane. How did the entire game of Black Ops 6 get leaked? I mean, the zombies didn't get leaked, but we've already seen like gameplay of it. Treyarch released it for damage control reasons, obviously, but we've seen the zombies. We've pretty much seen the entirety of the map. We're gonna see more of it, you know, I believe by the end of this month. But zombies is solid. You know, it's like has what people have been asking for, round base. They're marketing that heavily, so we can always guarantee that zombies is going to be good, and it's going to have cross progression, so you can rank up whatever you want. It's to have its own camo grind there as well, so it's going to be great. Zombies doesn't seem like it's going to fail us this year, which is going to be amazing. Now, the story is something that people don't play, or I shouldn't say they don't play, but they really doesn't influence their ability to buy the game. Most people could care less about the campaign. They really care about the multiplayer, and rightfully so. It's probably the most solid part of the game. I mean, it's the most fun, it's the most interactive, and it gives you the most reward for playing it. So Call of Duty multiplayer is where it's all at, but the fact that the campaign has leaked it's just insane. Like, everything that led up to this point is completely wasted. You can find the cutscenes on YouTube, which is, my god, how come Activision hasn't done anything about this yet? You know, back in the day when you wanted to find leaked gameplay, it got taken down pretty quickly. So you would go onto Twitter and it would sometimes be there, and sometimes you would have to go through a Reddit thread and try to find it. But no, you can find Black Ops 6, everything, multiplayer gameplay, the campaign cutscenes. You can even see zombies on YouTube. Easy, accessible. Back in the day, if you wanted to find those clips, you have to go, searching, like I said earlier. But now everything is just available very easily. So I don't know what that means for the future of Call of Duty. Are things always going to be like this from here on out? Are things going to get completely leaked in this sort of fashion? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about the absurdity of this thing, because everything is available for us to see. So there really is no element of surprise. But like I said, the Call of Duty community will always buy the game each and every year. It's just the way it is. There's always a sense of FOMO when Call of Duty comes out. And of course, you don't even have to buy a game this time around. Like I said, Game Pass, you'll be able to play with your subscription already. So yeah, there's that. So definitely a lot of people will be playing the game this time around. I'm excited for it. I look forward to playing it. I want to know what you guys think down below. Are you guys disappointed? Or are you guys relieved that, even though it looks a lot like Cold War, at least we can rely on it being a very, very solid experience, as long as they don't make any, mistakes post-launch. So that's it for me, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. And yeah, this has been Abe, man, guys. Take care.